those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello there, and welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast. I'm Caroline Ameti.
And I'm Conor Perkins. This is the Disney podcast for grown-ups where we shoot the shit about Disney the way that you do with your friends. Welcome to all of our returning listeners. It is great having you back here with us, and welcome to any new listeners. Thank you so much for hitting play. Please also remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. This is our bi-weekly mini episode series, Caroline, What's New, where we go through all of the latest and greatest in Disney news. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, May 11th, 2025. So, Caroline, what's new?
Well, we always start with Disney parks, and that's very convenient this episode because obviously we need to get the big piece of news out of the way right off the bat, and that is that Disney announced they will be building their 7th theme park on Yas Island and Abu Dhabi, and this park will be designed by Disney, but built and managed by the Miral Group, so similar to the agreement that Disney has with the Oriental Land Company in Japan. We got what you could call concept art. It's very impossible to make out, probably because there aren't a lot of plans yet. There was an image released of Mickey and Minnie in front of something that sort of looked like an Epic Universe portal.
Yeah, they
So
did. They did this like really cool like drone fireworks show when they like announced it all. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's interesting though because the Miral Group is completely financing this. Disney is putting no capital into it whatsoever outside of just supplying Imagineers to help design the park. It's not even like Oriental Land Company where like Disney is being a partner in management of this. This thing is going to be completely done by the Miral Group. But
yeah,
it's generated a little bit of controversy.
Yeah, I'd say pretty unavoidable on the
been...
Disney internet and Disney social media this week. And so
Yeah.
we could obviously dedicate so much time to this, but obviously Conor and I have been talking about it over, the less than a week since it's been announced. And I feel like Conor actually put out a thread that I feel like kind of just like summarized this really well. So Conor, can you like share some of the thoughts that you've been having around this?
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to read my thread verbatim to you all. So, this is what I said. I said, I think this moment is capturing something bigger with Disney as a company, and that frustration is surfacing as a reaction to the Abu Dhabi park announcement. Over the last few years, fans have experienced a lot of whiplash with regard to Disney's messaging and follow through around support for the LGBTQ plus community and inclusion in general, especially in the United States. And the perceived virtue signaling has thrown the clarity around company values and core principles out of alignment. People are hyper-focused on the actions of the company to indicate what is actually a priority for them because we feel like we don't know anymore. And for many folks who are seeking to earn back the trust in Disney's support of LGBTQ plus folks, announcing a new park in a city with very strict laws against homosexuality and gender expression as, quote, the perfect place, end quote, for a Disney park was a serious blow. And these people are allowed to feel that. And yes, LGBTQ plus people exist in the United Arab Emirates. And yes, it's fantastic to increase access to Disney parks for folks in the Middle East. And yes, things can exist in the world that are not tailor-made for you. All of these things can be true. Disney is a unique company. The stories and the parks and the meaning behind it all carry deep connections that we each hold very special. Everything feels personal. And this makes the highs feel like magic, but it also makes the lows feel like a betrayal. At the end of the day, context matters. And within the greater context of Disney as a company, it's not absurd to see people using this announcement as an inflection point to express their anger to a company that has great personal value to them. The last thing we need to be doing right now is telling anyone that there is one way to feel or not feel about this, that there isn't space for interest or anger. There is space for many mixed feelings with this announcement, all at the same time. I can be happy for folks who are going to be able to experience a Disney park that may have never been before. I can be angry that it's being built in a place where I do not want to travel because of opposing views on human rights. I can be interested in new technology being created for this park. I can be hopeful for this partnership to foster new perspectives around the existing laws that criminalize LGBTQ plus folks in the UAE. And I can be deeply disappointed at Disney for taking steps backward in earning back the trust they've lost. I've been really angry about this. The optics, the messaging, it feels like a slap in the face from a best friend. And I'm not going to apologize for feeling my feelings. But I beg y'all, the ones with the hot takes and even the ones preaching nuance, to just give some space to each other. There's a lot going on, and not everyone is going to react the way you want, and that's okay. So that's what I've said. It's just been
Mm.
kind of a minefield of people being excited and then people being angry at them for being excited and then people being angry at the people who are being angry, and it's been a mess. And I think if anything can be said for all of this, it's that people are going to feel a lot of feelings, and I think that they're all valid. People are reacting to different things, but we can't assume that everyone's reacting to the same thing we are.
Well said. Well said. I couldn't really add anything to that. So obviously we'll keep you all posted as new developments around
Yeah.
this unfold. Yeah. But let's talk about some other Disney Parks news, shall we? So, speaking of the Oriental Land Company, actually, they just shared concept art for potential expansions of Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea. Although this is very early concept art, it hints at changes to Port Discovery in Disney Sea and changes to Adventureland and Western Land in Disneyland, which could mean that Tokyo's Big Thunder Mountain is at risk and Aquatopia could be at risk as well, which I think is a big fan favorite. So we'll see as well as that develops. And we got big news around Geo 82, the new Spaceship Earth cocktail lounge. It will officially be opening on June 4th, and reservations are now open if you're going to the parks anytime this summer. The menu has also been released, featuring cocktails, very, very sophisticated, like a caramelized leek martini and brown butter old fashioned, mocktails like a walk through the garden and a cold brew inspired Manhattan in the morning, and a menu of light bites like cannellini hummus and a jumbo lump crab gâteau, among many other options. It sounds like I said, it's going to be very sophisticated. It's 21 plus and will offer exclusive souvenir glasses and, of course, as Disney always does, a fireworks package. So, I mean, June is going to be here before we know it, so I'm sure we are going to see lots of content coming from that very soon. The official name for the Pirates of the Caribbean Lounge coming to Magic Kingdom has been announced, the Beak and Barrel. The main characters of the lounge will be Captain Mary Goldwyn and her parrot, Rummy. And Rummy is an homage to the beloved Barker bird, so we knew from the start that this lounge was going to be involving or inspired by the Barker bird in some way. There will be several different spaces within the venue, including a large mess with long tables and a more exclusive and upscale captain's quarters. And it sounds like a lot of the elements of the lounge will come to life and be kind of interactive, a la Trader Sam's. So visits will be limited to 45 minutes per party. But I also trust that, like Oga's back in the day, eventually the rush for this new offering will calm and it will become more accessible over time and maybe less limited. But of course, when it's brand new, for the next year, I would say after it opens at least, expect that it's going to be very difficult to get into, very crowded. But I will say I have some high expectations for this, and I'm excited for a more interactive, alive lounge offering in the parks.
I agree. And I just think Pirates of the Caribbean is just such a
Oh,
large property that
yeah.
it can have a little bit more space devoted to it. So I think that
I
this
agree.
is right. Like, besides just the attraction, it can have a little bit
I
more.
agree. I'm excited for it. And I'd like to offer you all a little bit of very niche merch news. There's always something every once in a while that catches my eye. So, this one's funny. If you love a Disney Parks trash can, as honestly many
I
of us
love
do,
'em.
let's
I
be
love
real,
'em.
right? Get thee to several Walt Disney World candy scooping locations and get yourself a Disney World trash can mini replica that is actually a bulk candy holder. So they even have they have like a flip top, but they have swinging lids like the real garbage cans too, which is absolutely
Iconic.
delightful. So several spots will stock them, including the Main Street Confectionery, of course, Screen Door General Store at the Boardwalk, the Candy Cauldron in Disney Springs, and a few other locations. And those should be out later this month. So keep your eyes open if you're going to the parks.
And now for some Disney Plus news. Let's talk about stuff that's now available. The second and final season of Andor is now streaming in its entirety on Disney Plus. The final 2 entries of the 9-episode season currently are the 2 highest rated live action Star Wars entries and among some of the best rated TV episodes of all time. So go watch
I need to start
Andor.
watching.
This season has a 98% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So like it's like
Wow.
the show of the moment right now. The new animated series Star Wars Tales from the Underworld is now streaming on Disney Plus, and the information about this is, quote, enter the galaxy's dangerous underworld in this 6-episode journey through the experiences of 2 iconic villains. Former assassin and bounty hunter Asajj Ventress is given a new chance at life and must go on the run with an unexpected new ally, while outlaw Cad Bane faces his past when he confronts an old friend, now a marshal on the opposite side of the law. End quote. Sounds good.
It does sound good. You know I love Asajj Ventress.
I know. 2 new POV experiences have been added to Disney Plus: Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So these 2 videos immerse viewers in Disneyland Resort's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge after hours and in a cinematic ride-through of Rise of the Resistance. So if you're looking to stay in the Star Wars mood after our last episode, or check out Galaxy's Edge if you've never been, these are 2 great additions to the Disney Plus library for you.
Very interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching that.
The greatest show in sports, the Savannah-based baseball team, the Savannah Bananas, are partnering with ESPN this summer to bring a summer of banana ball to fans all over the world. And so their games will be streaming on Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, ESPN, and ESPN2. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Savannah Bananas, but they're very fun to watch. Their social media presence is
I've heard of them.
fun.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like they're playing baseball and they'll also like dance and do stunts and like funny things.
They're like Harlem Globetrotters for baseball,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. So some stuff that's announced / coming soon to Disney Plus. So the new series of Doctor Who continues to release episodes every Saturday, and the season finale will be streaming on Saturday, May 31st. And then it was announced that Brandy and Rita Ora will return as Cinderella and the Queen of Hearts in the next Descendants film, Descendants: Wicked Wonderland. Caroline, you do not need to use this as an opportunity to try and like make me watch
Conor,
Descendants.
We need to watch Descendants. Come on.
God.
There's now going to be 2 Descendants with Brandy and I'm assuming Paolo as well. We need to talk about it. I have to watch it with you. I won't go through it alone. So I'm sorry. You're going to have to do it.
Lord have mercy. All right, let's talk Disney films. So now available, the big thing that's happening right now, Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts is in theaters now and has remained in the #1 spot for the second week in a row, earning a total of $128.5 million in North America and $272.2 million globally. It opened to positive reviews both from critics and fans alike, praising it as a fresh take on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then this past week, they have also unveiled a new marketing campaign centered around the infamous secret asterisk that follows the title. So posters and signage have been rebranding to reveal the alternate unofficial title, The New Avengers. One huge like billboard on the side of a building in LA showed the sort of like Wheatie Box Thunderbolts title. And then that was just replaced with the New Avengers title. And then it went through one more transition showing Stitch bursting from the box to promote the new Lilo and Stitch film as well, which I think is brilliant to be promoting both of these films at the same time. I think it's just so smart. Announced coming soon, speaking of Lilo and Stitch, that hits theaters later this month on May 23rd. As part of the super fun promotional campaign, there has been an animatronic Stitch that has been spotted at different AMC theaters, scanning tickets for guests in like a little director's chair, emerging from popcorn buckets at the concession stands. It's making me super duper excited, if I'm honest, for this film. The marketing
really
is
smart.
marketing,
it's grabbed
baby.
Me. Yeah.
And they're doing it. They're doing it.
It is.
This week on Tuesday, May 13th, the live action Snow White will be available for purchase or rental digitally on platforms like Prime Video, Apple TV, YouTube, and Fandango at home. And then the film will then be released physically on 4K, Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on June 24th. So if you're curious and you want to throw a little bit of money, you can rent it and see what it's like, and then go listen to our bonus episode where we talk about it.
When do you think they're going to bring it to Disney Plus?
I probably would not expect to see it until summertime.
Okay.
I would expect to see it after it has been released physically.
Right. Yep.
Like maybe July. We'll see.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I'll say, so Bob Iger has said publicly that this next slate of films from Disney over the next 18 months will be the best since 2019. He singled out individually the high tracking for Lilo and Stitch, which is headed for one of the best openings ever for a Disney live action film. And then he also specifically named Pixar's Elio, The Fantastic Four First Steps, which is in July, Tron Ares, Zootopia 2, and Avatar 3, Fire and Ash, which come later in 2025, as being particularly strong and contributing towards this lineup. So for reference, when he's talking about the 2019 lineup as comparison, that is heralded as like one of the best lineups, and it was kind of like his swan song as he was leaving the company.
Right.
And this included Avengers Endgame, the live-action Lion King, Frozen 2, Captain Marvel, Toy Story 4, and the live-action Aladdin. All of these films grossing over $1 billion each. So
wow, what a year. What a year. Oh, I remember that.
He's saying that that's what he believes in with this next slate. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, Bobby. All right. All right. Let's wrap it up with some miscellaneous news. It has been announced that Disney is building a new Story Living by Disney community, this time in North Carolina. It will be called Asteria and will include 4,000 homes on 55 acres. And this community will also include pools, a clubhouse and restaurant, a wellness center, and more. There will be Disney-themed events hosted on the property, and the homes could start hitting the market in 2027. Not that probably anyone listening to this could afford one, but thought you should know.
It's just so frustrating because I'm like, with a housing shortage, no offense, Disney, but the kind of housing that we need is not more housing for Airbnb people to like buy up and then do that shit too. But whatever.
Yep. And let's end it on a happy thing. So the full cast was announced for the North American tour of Beauty and the Beast, starring, as previously announced, Keira Bell Johnson as Belle, and my friend and friend of the podcast, Fergie Philippe, as the Beast.
Also, my friend Ben Sears, he's in the ensemble and he's understudying Lumiere and Maurice.
Oh, yay.
That's crazy. It's like crazy.
Oh my gosh. Congrats to that whole cast. I love a day when a cast announcement is made. It's always a happy day in like the theater corner of the internet. Yay to that cast. So the tour kicks off in Schenectady, New York on June 25th and tours the US through September 2026. And it is kind of going to be everywhere. I'm sure it will be somewhere near you. So please, please go and support live theater. Beauty and the Beast was my first Broadway show. Beauty and the Beast, the musical, is fire in every single way. It's amazing. If you've never seen it or you're not familiar with it, you're in for such a treat. Please go buy a ticket. I'm sure it will be much more affordable than a typical Broadway show, or I'm hoping at least. And stay tuned because we'll talk more about this hopefully soon coming up.
All right, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Caroline What's New. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave a written review, hit 5 stars, find us on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast all over the place. And then we will not be having a new episode next Monday. Caroline is going to be going on her Disney cruise. And I'm taking like a little mini break vacations moment at the same time.
Yeah, we're taking a little vacay moment. Oh, it's time.
But we will be back the following Monday, which is Memorial Day, with another Caroline What's New. And then we will be bringing you our next showdown episode, which is going to be super fun. And
It's
it may
something that-
involve some
yeah.
princesses.
Yeah, and something that y'all have asked for, so we're very excited to bring that to you.
So until then,
Beluga
Beluga Savruga.
Savruga.